Hello, my dear children. Welcome to the social science class. Standard 7, Civics, Unit 2, Market and Consumer Production. Market and Consumer Production. When we walk about a market, we generally visualize a crowded place with a lot of shops and consumers. People are buying different types of goods like groceries, clothing, electronic, etc. in the market. And the shops are also selling a variety of products and services as well. So, in a traditional sense, a market is where buyers and sellers meet to exchange their goods and services. But what is a market in economics? In economics, we do not refer to a market as a physical place. Economists described a market as coming together of the buyers and sellers. That is, an arrangement where buyers and sellers come in direct or indirect contact to sell or buy goods and services. For example, the market for books will constitute all the sellers and buyers of books in an economy. It does not necessarily refer to a geographic location. A setup where two or more parties engaged in exchange of goods, services, and information is called a market. Dear children, what is a market? A set up where two or more parties engage in exchange of goods, services, and information is called a market. Ideally, a market is a place where two or more parties are involved in buying and selling. The two parties involved in a transaction are called seller and buyer. The seller sells goods and services to the buyer in exchange of money. There has to be more than one buyer and seller for the market to be competitive. Children, let us know about features of a market. In economics, the term market refers to the shops for one commodity or a set of commodities. For example, a market for rice, a market for cloth, a market for electronic goods, etc. A market is also not restricted to one physical or geographical location. It covers a general wide area and the demand and supply forces of the region. There must be a group of buyers and sellers of the commodity to continue a market, and the relations between these sellers and buyers must be business relations. Both the sellers and buyers must have access to knowledge about the market. There should be an awareness of the demand for products, consumers' choice, and preference, fashion, trends, etc. At any given time, only one price can be relevant in the market for the goods and services. This only possible in the existence of perfect competition. Let us know about classification of market. Broadly, there are two classification of markets: the product market and the factor market. The factor market refers to the market for buying and selling of factors of production like land, capital, labor, etc. The other classification of markets are as follows. First, let us see on the basis of geographic location. Local markets. In such a market, the buyers and the sellers are limited to the local region or area. They usually sell perishable goods of daily use, since the transportation of such goods can be expensive. Regional market. These markets cover a wider or than local markets like a district or a cluster of few smaller states. National market. This is when the demand for the goods is limited to one specific country, or the government may not allow the trade of such goods outside national boundaries. International market. When the demand for the product is international and the goods are also traded internationally in bulky quantities, we call it as an international market. Children, let us know about on the basis of time. Very short period market. This is when the supply of the goods is fixed and so it cannot be changed instantly. Say, for example, the market for flowers, vegetables, fruits, etc. The price of goods will depend on demand. Short period market. The market is slightly longer than the previous one. Here the supply can be slightly adjusted. Long period market. Here the supply can be changed easily by scaling production. So it can change according to the demand of the market. So the market will determine its a state of action between opposition, force or action, price in time. Children, let us know about on the basis of nature of transaction. Spot market. This is where spot transactions occur, that is, the money is paid immediately. There is no system of credit. Future market. This is where the transactions are credit transactions. There is a promise to pay the consideration sometimes in the future. Children, let us know about on the basis of regulation. Regulated market. In such a market, there is some oversight by appropriate government authorities. This is to ensure there are no unfair trade practices in the market. Such markets may refer to a product or even a group of products. For example, the stock market is highly regulated market. For example, the stock market is a highly regulated market. Unregulated market. This is an absolutely free market. There is no oversight or regulation. The market forces decide everything. Let us see about on the basis of nature of competition. Monopoly. Monopoly refers to a market structure in which there is a single producer or seller that has a control on the entire market. This single seller deals in the products that have no close substitutes. Monopolistic competition. The term monopolistic competition was given by Professor Edward H. Chamberlain of Harvard University in 1933 in his book Theory of Monopolistic Competition. The term monopolistic competition represents the combination of monopoly and perfect competition. Monopolistic competition refers to a market situation in which there are a large number of buyers and sellers of products. However, the product of each seller is different in one aspect or the other. Children, let us see about oligopoly. The term oligopoly has been derived from the two Greek words. Oligoi means few and poly means control. Therefore, oligopoly refers to a market form in which there are few sellers dealing either in homogeneous or differentiated products. Children, who is a customer? A customer is a person who purchases a product or avails a service for a consideration either for his personal use or to earn his livelihood by means of self-employment. The consideration may be paid, promised, partly paid and partly promised. It also includes a beneficiary of such goods or services when such use is made with the approval of such person. Children, who is not a customer? A person is not a customer if he or she purchases any goods or avails any service free of charge, purchases a good or hires a service for commercial purpose, avails any service under contract of service. Children, do you know what is unfair trade practice? An unfair trade practice means a trade practice which for the purpose of promoting an any scale, use or supply of any goods or services adopts unfair method or unfair or deceptive practice. Now I will tell you some of these practices includes false representation. when goods and services are not of a stated standard, quality, or grade. When second hand renovated goods are sold as new ones. When goods and services do not have the claimed usefulness, or benefits. When products or services do not have the claimed warranty or guarantee. When the price of product or service is misleading. False and misleading advertisement of selling at bargain price. Offering gifts, prizes, etc. to lure customers with no intention of providing them. Selling goods which do not fall within the safety standards set up by competitive authority. Hoarding or destroying goods with the intention of raising the cost of these or similar goods manufactured in greater number so as to manipulate higher prices. Manufacturing or offering goods or adopting defective practices in the provinces of service. Let us know about consumer protection. What is consumer protection? Consumer protection is a group of laws enacted to protect the rights of consumers, fair trade, competition, and accurate information in the marketplace. The laws are designed to prevent the businesses that engaged in unfair practices from gained an advantage over competitors. They may also provide additional protection for those most vulnerable in society. Consumer protection laws are a form of government regulations that aim to protect of rights of consumers. For example, a government may require businesses to disclose detailed information about products, particularly in areas where safety or public health is an issue, such as food. Consumer protection is linked to the ideas of consumer rights and to the formation of consumer organizations, which helps consumers make better choice in the marketplace and get help with consumer complaints. Other organizations that promote consumer protection include government organizations and self-regulating business organizations. For example, Tele-Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, IRDAI. The 8 basic consumer rights are the right to basic needs, the right to safety, the right to information, the right to choose, the right to representation, the rights to redress, the right to consumer education, the right to a healthy environment. Children, let us see the Consumer Protection Act 1986, that is COPRA. This act, enacted in 1986 in the Parliament of India to protect the interests of consumers. It makes for the establishment of consumer councils and other authorities for the settlement of consumers' grievances and for matters connected there with it. The act was passed in Assembly in October 1986 and came into force on December 24, 1986. The Consumer Protection Act is regulated as the Magna Carta in the field of consumer protection for checking unfair trade practices, defects in goods, and deficiencies in services. As far as India is concerned, it has led to the establishment of a widespread network of consumer forums and courts all over India. It has significantly impacted how businesses approach consumer complaints and has empowered consumers to a great extent. Consumer protection councils are established at the national, state, and district level to increase consumer awareness. To increase the awareness of consumers, there are many consumer organizations and NGOs that have been established. Consumer disputes redressal agencies. National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, that is NCDRC, National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, established by the central government. It deals with matters of more than 10 million. State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, that is SCDRC, also known as the State Commission, established by the state government in the state. It is a state level court that takes up cases valuing less than rupees 10 million. District Consumer Disputes Redressal Formal, DCDRF, also known as the District Forum, established by the state government in each district of the state. The state governments may establish more than one district forum in a district. It is a district level court that deals with cases valuing up to rupees 2 million. Let us know about Consumer Protection Act of 2019. Indian Parliament in August 2019 passed the landmark Consumer Protection Bill 2019, which aims to provide the timely and effective administration and settlement of consumer disputes in this digital age. The new act will come into force on such a date such as the central government may so notify. The new act seeks to replace more than 3 decades old Consumer Protection Act 1986. Now let us see about highlights of the new act. E-commerce transaction. The new act has widened the definition of the consumer. The definition now includes any person who buys any goods, whether through offline or online transaction, electronic means, teleshopping, direct selling, or multi level marketing. E-filing of complaints. The new act contains enabling provisions for consumers to file complaints electronically and for hearing and or examining parties through video conferencing. Establishment of Central Consumer Protection Authority. The new act processes the establishment of a regulatory authority known as the Central Consumer Protection Authority, that is CCPA, Central Consumer Protection Authority, with wide powers of enforcement. The CCPA will have an investigation wing headed by a Director General, which may conduct inquiry or investigation into consumer law violations. Unfair trade practices. The new act introduced a specific board definition of untrade practices, which also includes sharing of personal information given by the consumer in confidence, unless such disclosure is made in accordance with the provisions of any other law. Penalties for misleading advertisement. The CCPA may impose a penalty of up to INR 1 million on a manufacturer or an endorser for a false or misleading advertisement. The CCPA may also sentence them to imprisonment for up to 2 years for the same. In case of a subsequent offense, the fine may extend to INR 5 million and imprisonment of up to 5 years. The CCPA can also prohibit the endorse of a misleading advertisement for endorsing that particular product or service for a period of up to 1 year. For every subsequent offense, the period of prohibition may extend to 3 years. Children, let us know about consumer courts in India. National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, NCDRC. A national level court works for the whole country and deals compensation claimed exceeds rupee 1 crore. The National Commission is the apex body of consumer courts. It is also the highest appellate court in the hierarchy. The National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission is a quasi-judicial commission in India, which was set up in 1988 under the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. Its head office is in New Delhi. The commission is headed by a sitting or retired judge of the Supreme Court of India. State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, SCDRC. A state level court works at the state level with cases where compensation claimed is above 2 lakhs but up to 1 crore. The State Commission also has the appellate judiciary over the district forum. Next, District Consumer Disputes Redressal Forum, DCDRF. A district level court works at the district level with cases where the compensation claimed is up to 20 lakhs. Dear children, let us know about the important acts. Children, nowadays consumers are needed to be treated like a king as they bring business to the seller. Previously, consumers needed to be a caution before buying any product, but these days sellers needed to be more caution before selling any product as due to policies introduced, government laws, consumer protection, NGO, and the increased competition in the market. Though the consumer are protected by policies and laws, lack of awareness prevails among the consumers. The need of the horse is consumers are empowered towards their rights and protection. A setup where two or more parties engaged in exchange of goods, services, and information